President Barack Obama has said police violence against African Americans is a slow-rolling crisis after a night of violence in Baltimore. But Mr. Obama said those who looted and started fires on Monday should be treated like criminals. The rioting came after the funeral of Freddie Gray, a black man fatally injured in police custody in Baltimore. A week-long curfew has been announced and thousands of troops have been deployed to the city. The National Guard has been sent to Baltimore to stop unrest for the first time since 1968, when some of the city's neighborhoods went up in flames after the assassination of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. About 200 people were arrested on Monday, when more than 100 cars were set alight and 15 buildings destroyed. Mr. Obama harshly criticized a handful of people for senseless violence and destruction. "That is not a protest, that is not a statement, they are stealing." But the U.S. president said the rioting had distracted from the frustration over Gray's death. "This has been a slow-rolling crisis. This has been going on for a long time. This is not new. And we shouldn't pretend that it's new," Mr. Obama said. He added such problems would not be solved just by changes to policing. It would require everybody saying this is important, this is significant, and that we don't just pay attention to these communities when a CVS burns, and we don't just pay attention when a young man gets shot or has his spine snapped. At an afternoon briefing, Baltimore Captain Eric Kowalczyk was asked why the police had not responded with more resources to prevent fires and rioting. He said police had originally deployed for a high school event, expecting young students. "I don't think there's anyone in the country that would expect us to deploy automatic weapons and armored vehicles to an event with 13, 14, and 15-year-olds, but saw it turned into an incident that drew in older troublemakers and escalated in violence." Out of 235 arrests, 201 were adults, Capt. Kowalczyk said. He also noted there was a large group at a major intersection in Baltimore on Tuesday who were protesting peacefully. "That's what we're used to seeing in Baltimore." Volunteers and city workers began cleaning up affected areas on Tuesday morning. Smoke still rose from buildings set alight the night before. African-American Freddie Gray, 25, died on April 19 after suffering unexplained injuries to his spinal cord and spending a week in a coma. Officials have suspended 6 police officers who were involved in the case. Monday's clashes began hours after Gray's funeral. Baltimore Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake said it was very clear there was a difference between the peaceful protests of those who seek justice and the thugs who want to incite violence. A curfew was set to begin at 2200 hours local time on Tuesday, continuing until 5 o'clock each morning for the rest of the week. National Guard Commander Linda Singh said that up to 5,000 troops could be put on the streets. Freddie Gray's death is the latest in a string of high-profile cases where black men have died after contact with the police. Nationwide protests followed the killing of unarmed black teenager Michael Brown by a white police officer in Ferguson, Missouri, last year.